In today's restricted chess challenge, I shrunk the board and I replaced the bishops with a rook and a knight. And then I played this position against Stockfish. And the way that this works is that Stockfish plays a top move that is in with the boundaries of this setup. So let's see the game. I started with e4 trying to get some space, why not? And Stockfish replied with e6. And I immediately got my queen out. I mean, I only have 3 pieces, so why not develop them? And okay, Stockfish replies with d6, very conservative. And I go for d4. As you can see, I have a very aggressive mindset. And we both develop our knights. And the prophylactic King f8 by Stockfish. And I also move my king. I want to get my rook in the game. Maybe to the e file, maybe to the f file, depending on how things go. But this move by me allowed Stockfish to force a queen trade, because if I don't trade queens then I'm losing this pawn, so I was forced to exchange queens. I didn't want to, of course, in order to keep the game more entertaining, but I didn't have any choice. And so I tried to open the center, have to react to the check. I push my f-pawn as well, we have an exchange in the center. And now I'm not doing that well because after this move I'm losing a pawn. I have to save my knight and lose my e-pawn. So I give check, I give another check, and now I'm just a pawn down. I mean, I'm not worrying about losing yet, but you know, it's Stockfish. And I mean, the black king comes closer to my camp. And now I try to activate my rook. And if it was a full board, this move would have been a huge blunder because of this knight fork. But of course, I don't have to worry about this. And Stockfish has to protect its f-pawn. And okay, I activate my rook. I'm trying to put pressure on this pawn, although at the moment it's being defended. And again, I don't have to worry about this fork because this fork doesn't exist in this universe. And okay, I have to move my knight and I try to exchange the knights. I'm happy for that, although I'm my pawn down, at least I have less pieces to worry about, less things to calculate. But I have to be passive here in order to defend my pawn. However, because of the restrictions, after this check, the king is forced to go to d4. I think Stockfish wanted to go to b2 and eventually Stockfish would have won my c-pawn. But of course, this didn't happen. Instead, I won Stockfish f-pawn. Okay, the black king goes back and I force it again to go to d4 and okay, I try to get the position, of course. And okay, I'm not worried about any discoveries. So I give check. And eventually what happened is that after a few more moves, I managed to win another pawn. So from being a pawn down, I'm now a pawn up. I was very proud of this. And now it was a matter of if I could push for more. Could I push my c-pawn to victory? So I gave it a go. I tried to bring my king closer to the action. Now I have to worry about discoveries because I would have lost my rook here. And so again, I'm not worried about this discovery. I push my c-pawn. Now I don't have to worry because I can just block with my rook. I push. And eventually I get my pawn all the way to c6. And now I thought that, well, there must be a way to win here. I have the opposition, black doesn't have many moves, and my pawn is so close to promotion. And okay, I try to control the 7th rank, or at least the 4 squares of the 7th rank that we have. But now I have to move my king, that was a problem. I don't know, I think I maybe messed up here, because I had no way to continue. I got my pawn to c7, but what next? I was forced to move my king because I can't move my rook anywhere. I can't push my pawn, so... And yeah, black can just move the rook in the e file, somewhere where I cannot capture it. And if I ever give check, I lose my pawn, so my rook has to stay here. And yeah, in this position, I just call this and draw. Because if I ever try to attack the rook can go to e1, for example, and I mean, I have no way to progress here. But still, it's a draw against Stockfish, so I will take that. I hope you enjoy these restricted chess challenges. That was it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.